My name is Geoffrey Sasaki. I am the Director of Craft Brewing here at Central Washington, as well as a lecturer in biology. Our program really focuses on industry collaboration. Either that's through collaboration brew days at local breweries, or through field trips for classes, or having guest lecturers from people within the industry come to our classes and talk about their specific industry or their specific expertise. Hops are one of the major kind of agricultural products, and it's so essential in beer. And it's such a unique place, and it's important for our students to understand how unique this place is, not just from, making beer and everything, but also the connections and the networking that you can gather from being so close to an industry like that. They want students who have practical understanding and practical expertise working in a brewery or understanding how a brewery operates. We've done a few collaboration brew days with some local breweries. So those were opportunities for students to not only engage with people in industry and also network, but also kind of see the process from a much larger scale of understanding how a beer goes from a recipe all the way to a final product that they get to see, smell, and taste and everything like that. It's really important for students to understand how things translate from a very small scale to very, very large manufacturing scale, and that the processes are the same, but there are some differences in terms of other types of parameters that you need to be aware of when we scale up to that size. Those are the types of experience that the students always bring up, and it's the things that they remember more so than a lab experiment that happens inside the classroom. You get to talk very privately in a small group with experts who have been either in brewing for 5, 10, 15 years, as well as hop farmers who have been farming hops for several centuries. Every hop farm has different machinery, different processes, different philosophies in terms of approaching hops. For our program, it's really important that our students get the hands-on practical experience, because our students ultimately, once they graduate, they're going to be going into these types of industries. So if you don't have that kind of collaboration and that kind of relationship with industry partners, you can't develop students in a proper way that they're going to be successful post-graduation in those industries. A lot of these breweries also have our own CW alumni, and we want to, build that kind of relationship, have a student brew something and get consumer or public feedback. I had connections before I even came to Central with the hop industry and with breweries. In brewing, we have what's called the Washington Brewers Guild that connects all the Washington breweries together. Usually, we have to have a very good relationship to want to develop and coordinate a collaboration brew. And then once that relationship's kind of built and understanding that there's a mutual benefit for the industry as well as for our students in our program, then that relationship can start to prosper and start to grow. The landscape and the industry itself is changing, and the best way for us to adapt our curriculum is to be able to work with our industry partners and get firsthand knowledge of what they're experiencing, so then we can better train our students so that they're more prepared and more adapted to the industry as it changes.